everybody. Welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Monday, January 30th, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I appreciate you being here tonight. My name is Brian Kruse. I am your host tonight, as always. Thank you for being here. We are at 93 subscribers. I'm just putting this out there. 93 on YouTube. We have to get to 100. So tell your kids, tell your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, tell everybody, subscribe to Kruse Control. And joining me here tonight, as always, is my co-host, Miss Sabrina Vittori. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Yeah, it's been a nice. Like I said, we're at 93 subscribers. That shit's going up
So
every
close.
day, which is nice. We want to hit that 100 by Wednesday, so I think we can do it. 7 people.
7 more people. We only need 7 more people, guys.
Come on. Come on. Let us know who you are. Subscribe, leave some comments. We'll talk to you. It'll be fantastic. Help the channel grow and thrive. We appreciate it. And also joining us here tonight, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Mr. Chris PANICO at Bitchin' in the Kitchen.
Damn it.
At the PANICO way. Welcome back to Kruse Control, Chris. How you doing tonight?
God damn it. I'm good. What's going on, Sabrina? Hold on. What is... Do I look funny? Do I look funny?
No, you don't look funny. You look great.
I don't have Joanna here to like
Happy
tell
Monday.
me to shut up in my ear or something, or I did. So it's a little weird. But,
It's Chris Uncensored.
it's me uncensored and
It's just Chris tonight, guys. We got Chris back, ready to kick some ass on Kruse Control. Check out his channel at the PANICO way and Bitchin' in the Kitchen when you have time.
It's fine if you don't want to.
You can do it. Come on, everybody. Help us out. Check out his information. You'll love his stuff. The family is fantastic. They do some great videos. You'll love it. As you know, as you've seen Chris and Joanna on the show already, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Some great stuff. Some great comedy. Some great people. Thanks for being here, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We have a lot to talk about with you. We're talking about some music stuff with you because I know you love music, and there's a lot of different stuff that came up in the news that I can't wait to have a conversation with you about tonight. But before we get into that, Chris, we got to do what we do every night here. We got some breaking news. So now it's time for some breaking news. All right, everybody, it's time to bust into our breaking news for this evening. And starting off, I want to talk for a second about Julia Roberts and Jennifer Aniston, okay? Julia Roberts and Jennifer Aniston are coming back to do a movie together. It's been a while. I don't think they've ever done a movie before. But they're doing a movie called Body Swap. Now, they're going to kind of do like a Freaky Friday type deal. It's made by the producers who did that, what was that show called? I'm going blank on the show now. But it was on Hulu's show. And so they swap their bodies. So it's going to be really difficult, I think, for these two women to swap bodies and become a different middle-aged white woman. Might be very difficult to look in the mirror and be able to tell what's going on in their world. I'm just saying. So they might want to kill somebody afterwards. That's all I'm saying. They might be like, who the hell is that shit? And speaking of murders, actually, Jennifer Aniston also has Murder Mystery 2 coming out on Netflix. That's right. She's back with Adam Sandler to do another mystery, another whodunit. The first one was a lot of fun. We'll see if this second one's good. I don't know. We'll see. It's coming out March 31st. And I'm just hoping that this murder mystery has maybe more murder than Puss in Boots, because apparently there was like 8 deaths in the beginning of Puss in Boots. This movie made $334 million, and they be killing Puss constantly. That's all I'm saying. They kill him 8 times.
Sometimes you gotta kill the puss.
You gotta kill the puss, apparently. But yep. Puss dies 8 times in this movie and made $334 million, which is pretty great for a movie like this. But I kind of agree with Eddie Murphy when Eddie Murphy said that they should probably have a donkey movie and not a Puss in Boots movie. I'm just saying. And he said that Donkey is the funniest, which I agree upon. Donkey was awesome. And he said he'd come back to be Donkey in Shrek in 2 seconds if he could. Which, why not? Come on back. But then Eddie Murphy's saying this, being like, oh, I'll come back to Shrek in 2 seconds. I mean, come on, guys. This is like, of course he'd come back as Donkey. Of course you would. Think about how much money he's making, Chris. Chris, he's making so much money as Donkey, right? That's like it's like the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles being like, should I come and do the Super Bowl or not? Like, should I do that? I don't know if I should do that. Of course you're going to do that because it's the biggest thing of your career and it makes a lot of money. So of course it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, right? It's a complete no-brainer. That's why, these two teams are slated to go head-to-head for the Super Bowl 57 on February 12th, everybody. It's going to be a big head-to-head, and that slate is set. But another slate that is coming for everybody out there is the DC
Rihanna.
slate. Rihanna? Oh, yeah, Rihanna's doing that. Is she doing the halftime show, Chris?
That's all I'm looking. I mean, that's
And
all
the halftime show, because I'm not too sure about this Super Bowl. I'm really not. I'm not stoked upon it. I don't think a lot of people are. How are you feeling about it, Chris? Are you ready for the Super Bowl?
I don't give a fuck who wins the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's not in it. Sabrina, know you like that.
Yeah.
I love that cheating fuck.
Cheater? What is it?
Deflating ball says what?
I'll deflate
What?
balls.
Deflate gate?
I will tell you this.
Anyone?
No, I don't think so. Well, they're set to
You don't
go
know
head to
anything
head,
about football,
everybody.
Brian. So back up.
I don't.
Don't jump in if you don't have any facts.
I'm not the football guy.
I have the
pencil in
receipt.
here. I'm gonna use a pencil. Hold on.
I'm like the guy talking about movies, not about football, but still it's happening.
No, it's
a big
the
brought it up.
Rihanna show to me. It's the Rihanna show. It's Rihanna's show.
But the Super Bowl is one of the biggest events. Yeah, well, but the Super Bowl is still one of the biggest events for sporting, out there. It's one of the biggest sporting events, right? And that's something that's
100%.
huge, monumental. So we have to just bring it up at least, February 12th. It's happening, and it's these two teams head to head, and they're slated to be a big matchup. We'll see what happens that day. But another big slate that's coming out tomorrow, the DCU slate's finally coming. James Gunn said we're gonna have a huge announcement tomorrow night, and we're gonna cover that in the show. But it's going to be one of those things where they're talking about Superman's rebuilding this, and Superman's this, everybody knows, alien crashed the Earth, save humanity. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what Superman's going to be like. They're going to reboot everybody, they're saying. And I'm saying one thing, though. Hopefully, Superman is still a good person that saves the Earth. Unlike Alan Tudyk's character from Resident Alien, which is coming back. Season 3, they're shooting right now, where he is an asshole. I'm just saying. He's the kind of alien that most people probably wouldn't like, I'm just saying he's kind of rude, kind of crude, and he's a mean dude. That's all I'm saying. If he were to show up on Picard.
That was Ninja Turtles.
That was Ninja Turtles. Yeah, it was. He's a rude, crude dude. But if he were going to show up on Picard, they'd probably set their phaser to kill as opposed to stun. That's all I'm saying. Because Alan Tudyk's kind of an asshole on that show, but he's still trying to save the world. Well, Picard, everybody, is coming back for season 3. Then it'll be done. It'll be canceled. It's their last season. And it's going to be one of those things, everybody, coming out on, what is it? I think February 16th it is coming out. February 16th. You can check out
my
Picard.
wife's Joanna's birthday.
Well, she should watch Picard. Has she watched Picard before? Probably not. No, you haven't watched Picard?
That's definitely
Well,
not
it's
a Joanna show.
It's a pretty big show that's made off of the Next Generation with Patrick Stewart as Captain Picard is back. But this new season looks like it's going to actually be diving into the Next Generation stuff, bringing back the old cast, and actually more like space as opposed to... I feel like it was more a character study the first 2 seasons. It wasn't really the same kind of oomph that show normally has. So hopefully with the new season, it becomes, better and back to their roots a little bit. And just an overall better show. But we'll have to wait and see. Because it's one of those things that it's at the end, then it'll be canceled, and it'll be done. And so I hope it goes out in a bang. Just like the mysterious Benedict Society is going down, everybody. They've done 2 seasons, and on season 2, it's canceled. Oh, Tony Hale, I love you, man. Great actor. Loved him as Buster on Arrested Development. This show just didn't hit it for me, though. It didn't. Chris, did you see the Benedict Society at all? On Disney Plus?
I missed it.
Yeah. There's 2. I watched the first. I started watching the first season. It's like a bunch of. It's a weird show, Chris. It's like
Buster, buddy, can you not do that on the patio?
But he recruits all these kids, Chris. He recruits all these young kids to like take down some evil empire.
In a child molesting way or no?
Well, it's it's weird. It's a weird thing. That's all I'm saying.
That's a question.
It's Disney. It's Disney, Chris. It's Disney. Come on.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot.
He's not. He didn't
Mickey
say
Mouse wouldn't
grooming
do that.
children. He said recruiting children.
Recruiting. Mickey Mouse wouldn't do that, right?
Oh.
But I mean, we'll see what happens with this show. I mean, how it ends. Hopefully, it has a suitable ending. End of season 2. They've had 2 seasons. They must have some kind of fan base to get a second season. So I hope they get a good ending, as every show deserves. And it's some sad news for Tony Hale fans, any fans of the show. But also, I want to dive into some other sad news that came up today, and that is we lost the very first Wednesday Addams actor. That's right. Lisa Loring, who played at Wednesday back in the original Addams Family, passed away. And it's really sad. She was 64 years old. She had a massive stroke, and the world loses another massive talent. And it's very unfortunate to see that we lost her. And it's just sad because, you hear about this, and they always say it comes in threes. Well, there's also one more person that passed away, and that's Annie Wersching. Is that how you say her name, Sabrina? Wersching. See, I knew I was going to say her name. She was fantastic, though. I saw her on 24. She played Jack Bauer's love interest, and she also was on a bunch of different shows. Of course, she did the original voice for Tess in the Last of Us video game, and she's popped up constantly throughout her career. She had a 2-year battle with cancer that she eventually lost when she was just now 45 years old. So our thoughts and prayers go out to her family, and it's very unfortunate. It's just really sad when we lose people like this. It's like she was such a talent. Sabrina, I know you've worked with her before, right? So
Yeah,
what do you
she's so
think? What
nice.
do you think about her, and how do you feel about hearing about the loss of her and the impact on the entertainment industry?
I mean, to lose anyone so young is awful. I mean, you can't even put it into words. She was so young, and she kept it under wraps that she was sick, which I totally understand and respect. It's just insane that in 2 years, from when she was diagnosed to now that she passed away. She's so young. She was a beautiful person inside and out. She was really, really nice. You work with a lot of people that you kind of feel like intimidated by, or like tiptoeing around, and she was not that way at all. She was really, really sweet person, and she worked on Bosch the first season and came back the very last season for a little bit. So that's how I worked with her, and she was great. I feel terrible, and I hope there's a GoFundMe out there for her.
Yeah, there
that
is. I was
some
gonna
people
say
had
that.
put up, to help her family. So if anyone can contribute to that, please do. Also, send her love and prayers to her family. It's a tough time. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And we also lost Cindy Williams, who's in the chat
random.
too. No, I was gonna say we also lost Cindy Williams. That just happened not too long ago too, just like an hour or two ago. We lost Cindy Williams too. So it's just one of those times that they say it comes in threes, and it's very unfortunate, and it happens a lot in the entertainment industry where we lose people too young. It just happens all the time and too soon, and that's kind of like what we want to talk about tonight too. Is just that's like the music industry and also like the entertainment industry and what it does to people and how it affects them and like what they have to go through with the fame and the fortune and the rock and roll and the drugs and the sex and how people get caught up in it and how it affects them and how, sometimes it causes their ultimate demise, which is unfortunate. But I see it a lot. Like there's a lot of big people. That's why we have the 27 Club. They bring that up all the time. How many big artists have lost their lives at 27? And it's just one of those things because they get caught up in that world, and unfortunately bad things happen. And with her, it's unfortunate it was cancer, so that's nothing involved. But what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to dive into some subjects that are, a lot of people that are big, big musicians that we lost over the years we shouldn't have lost so early. And also people that are still living but are affected by this monstrosity of an industry that just tears them apart. And they have to fight it constantly just for their own survival, which is very unfortunate. So with that, I just want to dive into this whole thing. Then we'll get talking to our main discussion points tonight. But the first person I want to dive into that also, again, we lost not too long ago, right before the Golden Globes, is Lisa Marie Presley. So Lisa
Right
Marie.
after the Golden Globes, babe.
Oh yeah, what did I say before? Right after.
Yeah.
Right after. Yeah, she passed away right after. And Lisa Marie, of course, was the daughter of rock legend Elvis Presley. We just had the Elvis Presley movie come out. We've been talking about in the show. Well, Austin Butler up for the Oscar, and she showed up for the Golden Globes, and they were saying though that she's, in her past she's battled with opiates, she's battled with alcohol, she's battled with weight loss pills. Apparently, she was just taking a lot of those weight loss pills, alcohol, gone into rehab 5 or 6 times for cocaine abuse, alcohol, opiates. It's been an ongoing thing. Well, apparently she started taking a lot right before the Golden Globes because she wanted to lose weight, wanted to look good for this event. They were saying she looked really bad at the event. A lot of people were commenting about it. And then not too long afterwards, we lost her. It's a very sad thing. And it's, again, like I said, her father, Elvis Presley, died of drugs. It's just one of those things that it kind of trickles down to her, and it's unfortunate. And it makes you wonder, like, is his influence influenced her? Is it the loss of her life or of his life and the people around her that's caused this? Chris, I want to go to you right now and talk about Lisa Marie and Elvis. Were you a big Elvis fan? And do you think that like something like opiates is something that could cause someone to go downhill and eventually down the rabbit hole to lose himself to the point where there's no return?
I wasn't a big Elvis fan. I mean, I knew he was Elvis. I didn't listen to his music and like just turn it on. But he was the biggest, like, that was Elvis.
Yeah, he's the man.
Was I alive when he died? When?
What?
I don't know.
When he
When
died?
did he die? Yeah.
I don't know what year he died. I feel like you were probably alive.
I think wasn't it the early 80s?
I really don't know what year he died. Let me look it up. When did Elvis die?
No, you don't have to do that.
Too late.
1977. August 16, 1977.
Whatever, Brian. You were not alive, Chris.
Yeah, we're not alive.
I was not alive. But I heard of Elvis, but I didn't play his music. But
not a big fan of Blue Christmas or anything?
Actually, no, I like that song. I think I like that song.
Chris likes any Christmas music, by the way. Everyone should know.
I know,
that.
that's why I threw
I
it
do.
out there.
You throw anything Christmas at me, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it. But Lisa Marie, that one kind of surprised me. I thought she had her shit together.
Yeah.
And when I heard it was opioids, that kind of hits close to home. I'm not gonna,
a lot of people struggle with it. A lot of people do. It's very unfortunate.
People that can get any amount of drugs, especially like Lisa Marie, and it's sad, and it takes you down, and it will.
I know, especially a big celebration like this of her father just happened. The fact that you hear that she's taking all these weight loss pills and she's still affected about being out in the world, which she shouldn't have been. Just go out there and celebrate your father.
She had to be held up, like she was being held up. She looked horrible. Someone should. I mean, I.
And what do you do? But no one was there for her. It seems like
Someone should have stepped in, and I think people knew what was going on.
Yeah,
I do know that. No, I don't know that for a fact, but I think.
But they must have. Somebody must have known.
Someone had to have known. And when you go to an award show like that, not even an award show, when you can see the person like anywhere. That's a sign.
Yeah,
that things are not good, and I feel horrible for
the whole family.
Kids.
Probably. Yeah,
I just feel horrible.
And it's like, now it's like one less like contact to Elvis, and you think that at her age she would be fine. She would live a lot longer. She said in her interview before that she thought she'd be dead a long time ago from all the substance abuse, which is like, it's hard, takes a toll on your body. So maybe she was clean for a while and then she dove in. And I mean, this is still speculation. The official toxicology hasn't come back yet. So who knows if this is actually what caused it, but it could, I mean, it takes an effect on your heart. The body's been beat down right through the years. So maybe it is the end all be all answer to what happened. Sabrina, you hear about this. What do you think? Do you think it was what people are saying? Could it be the weight loss drugs, the opioids, or do you think that it's just like, it's just an unfortunate thing that came out of nowhere?
No, I mean, I don't think it came out of nowhere. Diet pills generally speed up your heart rate. If you are over, taking more than you should of opiates, that also puts a lot of stress on your heart. All prescription medicine is prescribed in doses for a reason, but when you take things regularly, you begin to have a tolerance for them. And so instead of taking one, then you take two. And instead of taking two, you take three to get the desired effect. And at some point, your body just can't handle it. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened to her, but that is, a medical fact. She struggled with addiction her whole life. She got clean. When she was a teenager, she was a mess. They went to the Church of Scientology, I believe, to clean up. And then she was clean for years until she married Michael Jackson. He was also addicted to opiates and barbiturates and all that shit. So then I guess she started using again, cleaned up again. She said I don't know if it was her book, I think, that in 2008, she was prescribed opiates again after the birth of her daughters. And so she started taking them and became addicted again. And then she started using cocaine and alcohol, and she was mixing the pills and alcohol when she was getting divorced, and it got really bad. Yeah. And I believe then she cleaned up again. And so maybe because of the criticism, she started with the diet pills and started, taking the painkillers again. I don't know. But even the diet pills, if your heart is not healthy, just like it speeds you up, and it, makes your metabolism move quicker. It puts stress on your heart. That could have been it alone. I don't know, but it's awful. Her father died same way, overdose. Michael Jackson died same way, overdose of medication. It's a really dangerous thing.
Whitney, Amy.
Well, I mean, overdose of prescription medication.
And that's the sad thing too. It's like, it's supposed to be a big celebration of her father's life, his career, the legend of Elvis Presley. Big review. Everyone's loving it. And then all of a sudden this happens. And it's fortunate that she was there for the Golden Globe win and that she got to see Austin.
I don't know. I don't know that she was there. She could barely stand and formulate a sentence.
And if you saw her,
it's insane.
If you watched her in interviews, she seemed like she was really just not all there, at all. And it's just really glassed over, like Sabrina was saying. She was very sad because it's like one of those things. It's like it's supposed to be a celebration, and now it's just we're mourning the loss of another legend's daughter, another legend's kid, someone related to rock and roll music, and now more loss.
And her son also committed suicide a couple years ago, and that hit her very, very, very hard.
Yeah, it's just really sad. And it's like one of those things that you can't, there's no rhyme or reason. There's nothing you can really say about it. You just know that you got to put a word out there so people know that if you have problems, seek out help and get help, because people will be there for you if you ask for it. And that's the thing. People will be. And unfortunately, she went down that rabbit hole, and now there's a big loss in her family, even more so. And it's unfortunate it goes down the same way that happened to her father. But as you were saying too, Sabrina, Lisa Marie had drug issues, and a lot of it came from the loss she suffered in her life. But it also, we wonder if it came from that relationship with Michael Jackson, right? And so Michael Jackson's also back in the news today some more, and we might find out more about that in the biopic of Michael Jackson's life that we talked about before is coming out. Well, now they've officially announced who is playing Michael Jackson. Now, this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Well, since we talked about last, Michael Jackson's nephew, actually, his nephew, Jafar Jackson, will take on the role of Michael Jackson. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's the son of Jermaine Jackson, who was the brother of Michael and a member of the Jackson 5. So he's been singing and dancing since he was like 12 years old. And when I watched, they had a music video of him actually out. I watched that, and he sounds like him. He does. He's 26 years old. He sounds like Michael. I feel like his dancing kind of resembles Michael, but at the same time, it's much more subdued. Like Michael Jackson was a fucking killer dancer, and this kid has a little bit of the motion of Michael if you watch it. But I mean, maybe that's the way to go. Sabrina, what do you think? Did you see like the little video of him all? Do you think this is the right route to go to play Michael Jackson, like cast family?
I mean, if you look at pictures of him and young pictures of Michael Jackson, they look alarmingly similar. You know, it's physically very good casting. He does have a very good voice, you know, and he definitely can move. So I think it's probably he's a really, really hard person to be able to nail. So I think family probably is definitely going to be your best bet. And you know, I don't know. A biopic of him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do.
Can we just let his music? Can we?
But this is what happens. Chris, is what
Live
happens.
on.
Elvis sing. People are loving that now. Elvis did great. So who can we go after next? You know, Michael Jackson.
People are going on. Yeah. Amy Winehouse is
Yep, that's happening too.
Is having.
Yeah.
Yes, that's happening too.
Again, a great artist that we lost at 27. You know, gone at 27. And it's like somebody that should be still out here making music and's gone, you know, drugs again. And it's like one of those things that it's just unfortunate. It's the world we live in. And it's like, what's the answer to it? There is no answer. It just happens. Unfortunately, it's just a thing that takes place in this industry a lot. And it's maybe it's the time, it's the pressure, it's the, you know, it's the being in front of everybody. What are you laughing about?
Hold on, I'm gonna fix it. I swear to God, I was gonna say the same fucking thing. But Chris jumped in with something, and so I didn't get to say it. She said, "Too bad it's not Your Majesty Jackson, because Jermaine has a son named Your Majesty." I swear this is real. Look it up. It is hilarious. And Liz, I was trying to work that into the conversation. So thank you for commenting on that. Hilarious.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, yes. One of his children is named Your Majesty.
Can you
That's
imagine?
awesome.
Hey, Your Majesty, could you call it? Quiet down, Your Majesty.
You're being too loud.
I would speak about myself in the third person. I'd be like, Your Majesty is entering the room.
Right.
Your Majesty would like spaghetti for dinner.
Yeah. You're gonna chalet, Your Majesty.
That's too good. That's too good.
Anyway.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So I mean, I think he sounds like Michael, though. He does kind of have that sound of Michael, and his mannerisms kind of do. And you're right, he does kind of resemble him. So it makes kind of sense to go to a family member. And he's been singing and dancing.
You're gonna make him look like him when he was older. Like, are you gonna cast another person to be older Michael Jackson, or are you gonna like just shave his nose? Like, I don't understand what you're gonna do there to carry it through to his adult years.
And they're going to cover the whole career, they said. They're everything. So they might carry some of the stuff with Lisa Marie. They might take some of that into consideration. They might go into like
when he allegedly told them, I should stop.
Jukebox number 9 has a voicemail from Your Majesty on her phone. I can't take it.
Nice. You have to send that in so we can play it on the air next time.
I need that soundbite immediately.
How does she have a voice?
Your Majesty.
Please tell us if you have a voicemail from Your Majesty.
Are you
one of the
Jacksons? She was in the Jackson 6.
Yeah.
I really
Chris, are you a big fan of Michael Jackson? And what do you think about this completely? What do you think about? I want to say Your Majesty now. I want. God, it's messing me up.
What's his name? Jafar from.
Yeah.
Aladdin?
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think about this casting with Jafar Jackson? Is it gonna work, Chris?
I mean,
Chris, not sure, huh?
I mean, Whitney just had one
that was not
thing
great.
done on her.
Yeah.
What?
A lot of hate on that one.
I didn't think it was bad,
Mm.
but it was her voice in the song.
Yeah.
So
the actor wasn't actually singing.
90% of the time, it was not the actor's voice. But I mean, what's this guy's name? Jafar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jafar from Aladdin.
Correct.
From the Jackson 5.
Not from the Jackson 5. He's the child of the Jackson 5.
His dad was in the Jackson 5, but still.
Whitney Pick.
Oh,
Yeah,
shots fired.
garbage.
Shots fired in the chat. Jukebox is saying it was garbage. The Whitney biopic.
GR thinks that it's going to bomb the Michael Jackson.
I don't think it will do good, but
it's still done by the people who did Bohemian Rhapsody, which is great, you know?
Yep. That's true. I mean, they do have a good team behind it.
I don't think.
Wow.
Swept the Oscars with it before. I mean, won Best Actor. That's what I'm saying for Freddie Mercury. So if they can do the same thing, and if he's family, maybe everybody around him can actually teach him what Michael was like. That might be huge, you know?
I wouldn't go to that family for advice, to be honest.
Well, that's another whole thing. Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. It just, I love Michael Jackson, his music.
The thing about Michael Jackson's family is that they will do anything to make money off of him. That's starting when he was a child at 5 years old. So they will give all of the dirt in the world to these people to make this movie. Yes. They're going to cover everything that they possibly can. Every bad thing, every dramatic thing, his drugs, the accusations of pedophilia. They will cover all of that shit because his family has no fucking shame. And they will just be like, yes, this happened, that happened, this happened, whatever they can do to make money from that poor man, they will do. So it could be good because it'll be very salacious, in my opinion. It's not just going to be, his rise to fame and then he, passed away. It's not, it's going to be they're going to have all that drama laden bullshit in there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Which is kind of the same thing that's been happening to Britney Spears, because Britney Spears is back in the news and she's had to deal with that whole thing too. Her family trying to get her money, coming after her. Another fucked up family, coming after her. To be somebody like this where you're so young, become so successful, and then your family just like destroys your life and you just don't even know who the hell you are, shaving your head and everything like that. Well, Britney Spears actually posted something where she changed her name to Red River, and then she shut down her Instagram account, and all of her fans went nuts, thinking that something was bad, that she was having a breakdown. They're calling the cops. Britney is freaking out about this. The cops apparently don't even show up. They clear it all up and all that. And she says she's fine and she puts it back up.
Yeah, they did they showed up.
They went up to her house.
But it wasn't what they were saying it was. It didn't blow up.
It was a wellness check.
Yeah, but I mean that whole thing is just like, again, harassing this person. Well, here's what Britney had to say about the whole situation actually.
Bitch.
I shut down my Instagram because there were too many people saying I looked like an idiot dancing and that I looked crazy, she wrote on Twitter. Honestly, I was doing my best, but it disturbed me to see people freely talking about it on TV. Yep, it hurt my feelings.
And then she just went on to talk about the police here too.
Police were called to my home based on some prank phone calls. I love and adore my fans, but this time things went a little too far and my privacy was invaded, she wrote. The police never entered my home, and when they came to my gate, they quickly realized that there was no issue and left immediately.
Yeah. So again, this is the fans being like, we need to save Britney. And that's what she's dealt with too, like crazy fans, which a lot of these people did. Michael Jackson had crazy fans too. And people would, you're so scrutinized because you're in that limelight, And I know, Chris, you're a big fan of Britney. So let's start with you. What do you think about this situation? And do you think, I'm calling you out. Big fan of Britney here, everybody.
What's your favorite
At the PANICO way. What do you think about this situation with
your
Britney
favorite
Spears?
cup?
Yeah, where's your cup?
Where's your Britney cup?
Party foul. No Britney cup tonight.
Come on, man.
Chris, what do you think about this whole scenario?
Hold on, my fucking pen just fell. Pencil.
Your laser pointer.
Yeah. I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
I do. In what she has gone through, even though she is this star, like. But now the fans who were doing like the Free Britney movement, they're calling in the police to check on her.
Ridiculous.
Like what?
It just sounds a little ridiculous. so Britney will go on Instagram, I guess. I don't know. I don't follow Britney. But I have
What?
seen.
I don't believe that, Chris.
I got my phone right. I'll show you the receipts.
You follow Red River, right? You follow Red River?
I don't even know. Yeah. She goes on and acts silly. Like she just acts silly and dances around and changes her name. I could change my name right now. Are you gonna call?
You could.
If you don't, you dare call the police to have a wellness check on me, because that won't go well. But
The police won't show up for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know.
They're probably not going to show up at your house.
Because
You never know.
Yeah, I think she just wants to be just fucking normal. Just
Yeah. Like,
I don't
let her
know.
be.
I
She's
mean,
going through so much shit.
her parents took advantage of her, and her sister wrote a book about her. Fuck sisters.
Well, family can be tough like that. Like, again, that's another theme here tonight. How hard is it with these families, with these big celebrities? You know, and what that kind of stress they put on their lives too.
Britney probably cut them off when that happened. That was it. Like, and I don't even know if it was the fans that maybe made a call. It could have been a family member who has like. Chris, what up?
Chris is back on the scene. What up?
Hey, yeah. Call me a wellness check. I'll be right there.
But it could be her family. Her family's been meddling with their life a lot.
It could be her family. I don't know. She's all upset and whatever, but she has a lot of money, and I don't know what she. Good for her.
Yeah.
She's better.
Well,
I guess. I don't know. I don't know her.
And you're saying, again, though, like you're saying, Chris, about her being like a child on social media, which also is like what Michael Jackson was too, because he didn't have a childhood. Britney Spears didn't have a childhood. It's like the sacrifice they did for the music scene to get that celebrity, get that star status.
No. It's not the sacrifice they did. It's the sacrifice that their parents did.
Yes.
When he was 6 years old, he wasn't like, oh, let me go sing and be famous. Neither did she. Her parents and his parents put them in that position. Her parents brought her around, put her in that Disney, what was that shit? The Mickey Mouse Club kids, like
Mickey Mouse Club,
Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
Like,
Ryan Gosling.
Her parents made that choice, not her.
Christina.
You know, so she was pushed into this and forced into this for her parents' benefit, so that they could make money off her because they were too lazy to do anything with their own fucking lives.
Yeah, and it also is known that Britney does have some allegedly has psychological
issues,
problems. So
I mean, who doesn't have psychological problems? I mean,
no
seriously.
shit. I mean,
like, leave her alone. Fuck.
Yeah,
just leave her alone. Let
leave her alone.
Whatever she wants.
Yeah, and then the fact that she's got to change her name so that people will leave her alone, like, and then they freak out when they do, because everything must be a sign of losing your mind.
Let's be honest. That's really fucking weird, okay? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, if you had Instagram and all of a sudden you were like, I'm going to change my name to Blue Pond, and then you just deleted your account. That's fucking weird. Okay? I'm not saying I would call the fucking police, but if we were friends, I'd call you up and I'd be like, bro, are you okay? What's going on with the Blue Pond? It's very weird. So I would like to call a spade on that. It's really fucking weird. But also, like, who the fuck are you to call the police and give a wellness check? She has a husband. It's not like she's by herself in her house. She's, yesterday she posted a video of her frolicking around in her fucking yard dancing. Then after all this shit happened, she posted a picture of her with a friggin' smoothie talking about she doesn't really like it that much. She jumped right back in, but that is a little bit weird. But for the police even to respond to such a thing is ridiculous. Someone was breaking into a car on my street. I called the police. They never showed up. But it's a fan called for Britney Spears, and they're like, we'll be right there. Don't worry. Like,
we're coming right now. We're coming right now. We'll be there in 2 seconds. Yeah, and that's the fact. Like, come on, like, leave. Like, leave. And then why are they responding? Why are they even, like, they're not vetting these people? They're just like, whatever. Like, we'll go on out. Like, we'll just take, Joe Schmo 35s.
Spears because you said so. But let the guy rob the car in front of my house. Perfect. Thank you, cops.
It's dumb.
I would be a little mad. Also,
the internet came for the fans who called the police.
Oh yeah, people went nuts on it. Everyone, like, leave her alone. That's what they've been saying.
Everything she's accomplished and done and worked hard for, she's now probably like, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm doing what I want to do. I'll act like a little. I mean, as long as I don't know.
Yeah, then like we're saying, like, there's always these conspiracies, like Rachel's saying in the chat, and there's so many issues that they just don't want to leave her alone, and everyone wants to have Britney in their life, and it's because, honestly, it's because she's been over, over put in the crowd. She's been put in the world too much, oversaturized in a way. She's well known for these videos where she's over sexualized all the time, and she's been done since she's a little kid, and that's got to put a different kind of like, a spin on your mind. How do you deal with that? And you're like a little kid and you're being sexualized. We talked about Justin Bieber before, and that happens all the time with these people, especially Britney. And somebody else that's been over sexualized recently, and everyone's freaking out about right now, is Sam Smith.
Jesus Christ, God damn it!
It's Sam Smith, everybody. That's right now. Sam Smith released his latest music video, and the media is kind of going nuts. They're saying that, well, because of this, well, he's creating this more sexualization, putting it out in the world, and his raunchy thing's too raunchy. They're going nuts about how he's dressed. To me, kind of looks like he's like Madonna meets Lil Nas in this. That's kind of like
Lil Nas X. Thank you.
Lil Nas X. Yeah, I don't know my rappers that well, but if you've seen the music video, of course, it's just very sexual, like Britney did all the time. And he starts off this big red fluffy robe, and then next thing you know, he's got tassels on his nipples, and so that's, and so people are freaking out, especially the right-wing media, of course. But what do you think about this, Sabrina? Do you think this music video is too much, or do you think it's okay that he's expressing himself?
Listen, that music video is everything that music videos should be, right? It's artistic, it's creative, it's different, and it's him expressing himself. I think that every person should be able to express themselves however the fuck they want to express themselves. Now, that being said, like, are you upset because he's a guy? Like, I know his pronouns are they, them, and he is non-binary, but like, is that what's upsetting to you? Because no one flipped out when Miley Cyrus was swinging naked on a fucking wrecking ball, or Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B were like fucking in wet ass pussy. Like, I don't understand how this is the tipping point. Go fuck yourself, America. Whoever the fuck is pissed off about him, let that man live his life and let him do what he wants to do. He's expressing himself. Shame on you for trying to tell that man what the fuck to do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, the thing is, like, he's an artist. Again, this is art. He's making his own craft, and he's able to express himself because that's what artists do. And the fact is, people just go nuts about it all the time. It's very unfortunate. And the music video, yeah, they are just yeah, they are awesome. Like the fact that they are such a great singer and they can bring something out like this that actually impacts people, it's amazing. They have a beautiful voice. It's very unfortunate that they're being attacked. Chris, what do you think about this? You see the music video? And how do you feel about this situation?
I did. And I think people are just shocked because he's sold records. He's broke records. And he has a wonderful voice. And then he comes out like this. And so I think people are just shocked that he's doing something like this. And people need to shut the fuck up and let somebody be somebody.
Yeah. Let them live their lives.
Let them live their lives. He still has a beautiful voice in the video. Yes, it was a little...
the song's actually... I actually like the song quite a bit.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's good.
And guess what? Not there to make friends, motherfuckers, so back the fuck up.
Yep,
okay?
Yep.
And that, I think that...
It says it right in the title. I'm not here to make friends.
It's a good statement. It's a great statement.
That is right. And a little like, well, where's the Sam Smith that just holds up the microphone and sings into the with a thing on, like a suit or something or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think people need to shut the fuck up.
I just think it's great that they're able to actually be themselves for the first time and actually put it out there even more so. And the more successful they are, the more opportunity they have to have their voice out there and be themselves and not hold back, because that's bullshit. Like we all deserve to be living our own lives, the life we want to live. A lot of people like to hold people back and say, don't be yourself, don't be yourself. Bitch, who cares? How does it affect your fucking life? This is my life, and let me be happy and you be happy doing whatever the hell you do. I'm not questioning you, don't question me. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. And, you know, like Sam Smith puts something out like there and people have to criticize and give them shit about it. And it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit noise because people have nothing better to worry about. And it's very sad. That's all it is. It's very sad. And you know what? Keep rocking, Sam.
People are saying that they're like over sexualizing and that it's like promoting like sexual assault or like
have they not seen a Madonna
violence? Like, go fuck yourself. Have you seen TV lately? Have you looked out your fucking window? Like, I mean, I probably at your neighbor's house somebody's getting slapped in the fucking face. So like, mind your business, please and thank you. Let this person do what the fuck they want to do. It has nothing to do with you, and no one asked for your fucking opinion.
I know, which is, I mean, but you know what? Everyone has an opinion like an asshole, like we all, you know, because that's why the phrase is there. And it's just fucking dumb. But the thing is, go ahead, Chris.
No, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, I was gonna say the thing is, like, they talk about this being like Sabrina was saying, that this music video, it's too much and it's gonna cause people to be over sexualized and cause rape and disgust and all that shit. Well, you know, actually there is somebody in the news that maybe is actually over sexualizing and causing, you know, actually being accused of sexual misconduct when it might actually be true, and that is the person named Marylin Manson. And Marilyn Manson's in the news right now because, you know, he's been accused before by multiple women about sexually abusing them already, right? Well, there's another sexual abuse lawsuit that was filed by an anonymous Jane Doe that came out. And she was saying that back in September of 95, he invited her to his tour bus. She was 16 years old. You know, he sexually abused her, and they told her, get the fuck out of my bus. But the weird thing here too is, like, I guess like his manager gave her a personal number to contact, and then he was still like hassling this girl, and he got her to come back again to another show in December of 95, and again abused her again. And this whole thing has been happening, and they're saying that he was grooming her, and that's in the news right now. It's like, well, that's actually something that's bad that's happening. And on top of that, he's already had 4 women that have sued him for this. You know, and 2 of them lawsuits were dismissed and 1 settled. And he's actually filed a defamation lawsuit against Evan Rachel Wood, who said that he was abusing her too. So there's a lot with Marilyn Manson in the world. And this is actually someone that, you know, could be causing sexual problems in the workforce. Not Sam Smith. But this is what the lawyers were kind of saying about what happened with that person, Jane Doe, on that bus.
The defendant, Warner, who is Marilyn Manson, performed various acts of criminal sexual conduct upon the plaintiff, who was a virgin at the time, including but not limited to forced copulation and vaginal penetration. The lawsuit, which Insider obtained from Doe's lawyer, says. Woof.
But I'm saying, like, there's things like this happening, which, you know, maybe he's not guilty, but you have this many people coming out already, and, you know, coming out woodwork constantly about it. So maybe he's not guilty, but it seems like there's more of a situation here to be worried about than Sam Smith doing a music video. That's all I'm saying, right? Like, Sabrina, you saw this. What do you think? Do you think that, I mean, and this is again, Marilyn Manson, he's a product of rock and roll. He's a product of the whole world. He's been this for years and years and years. Still alive, still thriving.
Don't blame that shit on rock and roll.
I'm just saying, he's also a person that's still present and alive. And there's a lot of problems. Again, a musician. Do you think that so right now you're saying it's not rock and roll's influence, it's just the man himself. That's the person, the problem, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think there's, I mean, obviously in the profession of being a rock star, there's going to be a lot of situations that arise, you know, that you have access to that other people don't have access to. There are underage girls throwing themselves at you regularly. They're called groupies. It happens, you know, but for you to bring someone onto your bus, assault them, and then tell them to get the fuck out of your bus, you know, it's definitely inappropriate behavior and not fucking okay. Like, just because you're in those situations doesn't mean that you have to take advantage of them in any way, shape, or fucking form. And also, like, aside from these people that have come out and said that he assaulted them, Evan Rachel Wood was with him for like 4.5 years. She was 18 when they started dating. He was 37. That's quite a bit of an age jump, but if you want to put that aside, that's fine. She said that over the period of time, he was grooming her as well, and like somehow manipulated her into thinking that these fucked up things were okay that he was doing to her. He whipped her with a Nazi whip, she says. She did a 2-part documentary called The Phoenix Rising. I think back in March or April of this year it came out. And again, he is suing her for defamation, saying that it's all fabricated and that she faked this FBI letter and all this nonsense. But she said that he constantly was drugging her. He raped her in her sleep. I said he whipped her, that he shocked her private parts. Jeez. He made her drink his blood, and he drank her blood, like some really fucked up shit. Now, you want to be kinky or whatever, that's your business. But I mean, when they split up finally, she realized that he like had manipulated her and abused her this whole time. Because a lot of times when you're in something, you don't see it. You know what I mean? And then when you step away, you realize the fucking craziness that was going on. And you inadvertently allow it because it's like a mental game. Like it's like a woman who is constantly beaten by her husband, and then they come home with flowers and tell you that they love you so fucking much and they're so sorry and they'll never do it again. You know what I mean? Like it's this weird mental thing that allowed her to keep coming back. But when she got away from it, she realized what the fuck he was doing. And last thing I want to say, I'm sorry for taking so much time here, but one of his assistants, I believe Dan Cleary is his name, corroborated a lot of her story. That he used to hack into her emails and shit. He corroborated that. And he made a statement on Twitter a while back that said, like, and I quote, he broke her. Evan Rachel was talking about Evan Rachel Wood, and that there were many other girls. So I tend to believe that there is some sort of truth to this, unfortunately. And also, I'm sorry, I know I said last thing, one more thing. All the band members have, their first name is a supermodel and their second name is a serial killer. So, I mean, that's a little fucking weird. Like Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson. Like, obviously, there's, little something going on there.
Yeah. I feel like we've been dealing. I feel like we've been dealing with this for a long time with this Marilyn Manson. Like years. I mean, it's always about him sucking someone's blood.
I know, forever. The boob suit. Remember the boob suit he had?
I mean, okay, is something going to be done? Like,
I hope so.
Why get with him if you're going to? Blood.
If that girl's underage and at a Marilyn Manson concert, she loves his music. He invites her on his tour, but of course she's going to go.
He takes out his ribs so he can sign his own dick. I'd be like, that's a little weird.
That's something that happened.
That's a little weird.
I remember when that happened.
He sucks his own pee-pee. He took his own rib.
Pee-pee.
He sucks his own pee-pee.
Pee-pee. Blue is right here. I have to use pee-pee. I can't say penis or dick.
Teach their own, Chris. Teach their own, That's something that he likes. That's something that he likes. But the thing is, you can't be abusing women, You can't be abusing. This girl's 16 and they're saying the same shit that Evan Rachel Wood's saying, that they're being groomed. They're being used. They're being abused. They're telling them to be fuck off and then told you're great and then fuck it, then fuck off. It's not good, So that's the problem here. And if he's doing that and there's a trend, then if there's a trend, then more than likely it's real, That's just kind of how it goes. And the court of law will prove that or not, of course,
But I've been hearing this story for years. I'm like,
for years.
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
I really hope that something happens and that he has to, face the music here. It's insane that nothing has been done.
I do too. I hope that now this is coming out, another person, of course they're not saying their name. Hopefully they go after him and there's justice. And we don't need this in the world. We just don't need people like this. They don't need these problems. Now, of course, if it was false, that's one thing, but this really points to being true. We'll find out when more details come out with this one too, but the fact that it's been popping up more and more and more, you never know, right? So I just worry for people's safety. What did Lexi say?
That his sexuality isn't into question. I don't think anybody said that it was. Did somebody? Yeah.
I didn't talk. No, did I bring?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not his sexuality. It's just the allegations itself. They shouldn't be. If that's what's happening, if he's actually. If he's actually doing something to groom people, that's not good. You know, that's the big problem here. Whatever he's doing, it's his own business. But if it affects somebody else, that's a problem. You know, whatever he's doing in his private life is his private life, and he should be able to do whatever he wants. But when it comes to somebody else's life, he can't be forcing himself on somebody else. You can't. That's just not right. It should be, doesn't matter who you are, any kind of person, it doesn't matter, you know? That's a hard line. So hopefully that if this is what happened, there's justice for these women, you know, and if it didn't happen, then there should be justice for him. That's just how the world works. But to me, it just seems like there's something off here and something wrong. But, you know, we'll see what happens with this.
There's been something off for a long time.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We're talking about music. There's definitely influence that causes problem, and there's problem in the music industry. People have gotten killed from alcohol, drugs, and all that. There's people that have unfortunate downfalls, and there's people that are criticizing these people or taking advantage of these people, and it's very sad. But today's news was kind of showcasing all of this and wrapping it all up, which was kind of nice how it all kind of tied together in a way. So. But yeah, we'll see what happens with him. We're getting towards the end of our show, so we're not going to have a lot of time to even talk about this. But I want to go to our featured story of the night. Sorry, Chris.
God damn.
All right, just quickly, I just want to let everybody know this. So this came across, and the thing is about this is they're going to continue the COVID protocols. And that's going to happen. So SAG they sent an email out. The majority of people came back and said, hey, we want to keep the vaccine mandate. We want to keep the COVID stuff. They worked it out. They're going to keep the COVID protocols going until March 31st as of now, and they'll reassess them again. So we'll see if they end up keeping them after that. But apparently the majority of the members say, hey, let's keep it. We feel safer. There's still like 26% said we don't need it. And then there was a certain percent like we don't really care. But that's what the majority says. So they're going to still have social distancing, once a day, temperature checks. They're going to do the testing still. We're going to have COVID coordinators. It's all going to happen. It's all going to continue. I know, but it's also going to be relaxed.
Can I?
Yes, Chris, jump in.
Who does temperature?
That's what they're saying. I know you don't see temperature checks really on set anymore. You don't.
Temperature checking. And
the temperature checking lasted for about 5 minutes, like 2 years ago, dude. That's not happening now.
And then what was the one before you said, Brian? Brian, what was the one before you said?
Social distancing, once a day temperature checks.
People are on
masking
my shit at work. It is so weird. Continue. I hope they do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, whatever keeps us working, if the majority of the members want this, then, you know, keep us going. They've already relaxed a lot of stuff. If you guys don't know, being on set, they don't have like masking outside now. So if you're outside, they try to keep you to do the distancing, but there's no masking outside, still on stage. And a lot of these protocols are going to stay. And it's just, you know, it's a safety thing, but they're doing less testing. Right, Chris?
Go inside. You can eat inside.
You can eat inside,
with
yeah.
No mask on.
Right next to a person that is not 6 feet with no mask. But once you take that out of your mouth, you better put that mask back on because
it's like the same thing on a plane. Like you're sitting literally next to somebody. Like they fall asleep and their head's on your shoulder. You can take your mask off to eat a cheese plate and have some wine, but then put the mask back on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, with this whole thing, though, they're just trying to say, like, what keeps us going, what keeps us safe. And of course, there's liability. That's going to be always a thing now moving forward. I think this is going to stay for a while longer. I think by 2024, I think we'll be back to kind of away from it all. But then again, who knows? They keep expanding it. The vaccine mandate staying. All this is staying in play. So we'll see. Chris, do you notice, like, big changes from when it first started, though? Because you're on set every day, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go... There's no one that's going to tell, like, if I wear no mask on set, nobody's going to come up to me and tell me to put it on.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, they were like, 6 feet. 6 feet.
They'd be spraying with hand sanitizer.
With the blue lights. A blue light, a red light, a purple light, a red, yellow, and then when the celebrities came through, you had to go like this, like you had to go with your mask and your shield, you had to go like this.
Yeah. Well, that's how it was then. They didn't know, and they
Now
were
it's-
just being very overcautious. Like the van thing, they still make you wear masks in vans, or the shield, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that this is gonna be one of those things that's gonna stick around for a while, just because of the nature of what it is. And I mean, this is just, it came over the weekend. They voted for it for Friday. We just wanted to update about it. Anyways,
I mean,
we'll see if it. What's the
No, I'm just saying, like all the masks and stuff is like, if you're being tested regularly, like I think that's the big thing. Like for you're testing, and if no one has COVID, then you're good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think that it's a new thing. It's going to be part of life now. Like people are going to wear masks whether you have to or not. This thing is not going anywhere, unfortunately. And people are still like someone that Brian and I know is in the hospital right now for COVID. You know what I mean? So it's still killing people. It's still a fucking problem, so I get it, but it's just stupid, the silly little things like like Chris is saying, where you can eat literally across from somebody or right next to somebody and then you put your mask back on. I mean, it's not being balanced very well, in my opinion.
Yeah. But just for me, whatever it takes for us to keep working, that's all that matters to me.
Yep.
End of the day. And
Ty wears his mask to bed. He will wear
I think a lot of people are going to wear their masks forever, or I mean, there's certain situations where it just, you didn't think about it before, now you might, and you never know when the next thing can happen.
I
where
wear
you
my
can have an
mask
issue.
when I go into a grocery store or 7-Eleven or any of that shit. I don't ever go inside a store without a mask on, ever.
Yeah.
Fuck
But the
that.
thing is, SAG is still like, we're going to keep it. The producers like, we're going to keep it for a while. We'll see what happens when they renegotiate again. They're doing about 2-month intervals where they're like, hey, we'll wait 2 more months. We'll see what it's like and we'll continue. The one good thing that came out of this too, I think, is that there's a relaxed category now that's easier to get into. So like it's a little bit more, less distancing. I think they're going to eventually tear back the levels a little bit more. It's just a process, and eventually we'll get there. But for now, they're going to stay in play. And that's what it is. So to work on set, yourself do testing, yourself do all that. It's just part of the life we live in right now, which is fine. We'll keep going. We will survive here in the entertainment industry because we have to.
Do they still need vaccination? Some people don't need vaccination.
Yeah, a lot of sets still do require vaccination. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, some don't, but a lot do.
Oh.
A lot do. And that's this vote was saying that they weren't going to get rid of the vaccine mandate across the board because that was up for play. They were talking about getting rid of it, and this said, no, we're not going to do that. So that was a lot of memberships voting. Again, not a lot of people voted. There was like 7,000 or 8,000 people voted. Like it wasn't a lot of people voted. So get out there and vote if you're not happy with that. Or if you're happy with that, then it is what it is. But you have to vote. Everybody has to vote. I will say that one thing that people at SAG-AFTRA don't vote a lot of times. You got to get out there and vote, everybody. You got to do it. Man. Well, anyways, everybody, thank you for being here tonight. Sorry it went by so fast. We're going over a little bit. We're trying to keep under an hour, but that's how it goes sometimes.
I felt like we just got on. We could talk for an hour more about things. What the fuck?
I know it goes by so fast, Chris. Thank you for being here, Chris.
I have more to talk about.
You got to come back, Chris. You got to come back. Thank you for being here as always, Chris. We appreciate you. Everybody check out Bitchin' in the Kitchen and At the PANICO Way. You can find them on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook.
You don't have to.
Find them everywhere. Sabrina, thank you for being here as always. Appreciate you being here on Kruse Control. Everybody out there, please like and subscribe. We are at 93 subscriptions. We need to get at 100. The goal is at 100 by the end of the month. 93. We got 7 more people. Tell your wife. Tell your kids.
We only have one more day.
We can get there. Tell your best friends. Let's make this happen. Thank you for supporting us here on Kruse Control. We're going to keep trucking along every day. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow on Kruse Control. All right, everybody. Take care. See ya. Bye. Oh, I didn't put the button's not working right. Night.